Hello, I'm back again to make another little video, and looking at the one that I had made last week, I see that over 1700 people had looked at it. And my prayer is that that little video would have been a blessing to you, that it may have touched your soul, and that it may be that blessing that you were looking for. Now that is my purpose and plan of these little videos, to encourage you in life, to let you see something of normal life, of reality. Not some airy fairy stories that maybe can be told or made up. But to tell these from my own heart, so that they may in return touch your heart, and maybe the places that you find yourself going through. Though as I spoke last week about my mother, 5 weeks since she passed away, and now this is a 6th week. But I want to take you back to a place, just a place in the Bible where I want to read you out just a small verse, and it's found in Proverbs chapter 12 verse 25. Heaviness in the heart of man maketh it stoop, but a good word maketh it glad. Now that's a short verse, but there's a lot in it, heaviness in the heart of man maketh it stoop. Do you ever feel heavy with loss or grieving or just sad with the situation that you find yourself in? Did anybody ever come along and encourage you? Say something nice, just a good word at the right time. No, that's what we all need at times. No matter who we are, what we believe in, what faith we have, we can get to that place in life where there's a heaviness in our hearts. Now I want to take you back something before 6 weeks, when my mother was still alive, when the lockdown had come. We as a family were seeing till our mother. Not that she needed much looking after, but we had spent more time with her because she had more ailment with the cancer than she had over previous times and months. And it was a heavy time, it was a sad time, a time when your heart's hurting because you know what the future holds. You know what's just around the corner. And you know what someday will take place, and if that was 7, 8, 9 weeks ago, I'm not sure. But I knew what lay ahead. I knew cancer was setting in worse than it had been. And there was a heaviness in my heart because I knew there was going to be a loss and an emptiness. And that's exactly what took place. After my mother's death, there's still an emptiness. And there's still that place in my heart that, well, it's tender and raw to even talk about such a thing. But in the midst of all that, if you find yourself in that place, maybe not through death, maybe not through sickness, maybe through work, maybe because you've owned a little business and now with the lockdown things aren't so good and your business may not start up again. There could be lots of reasons why you have a heaviness in your heart. But has anyone ever come to you and said a nice word just at the right time to really touch your heart? No, it says there in that verse, but a good word maketh it glad. And a lot of sympathy cards came, and I read out one last week, and that was about my mother. But some lovely words are written in cards, and they really lift you up. But I want to just, for a few minutes, just, if you bear with me, share something of 7 or 8 weeks ago. And you would wonder, can a young person encourage an older person? Well, I want to share something with you. Something that I got one day, a knock come to my door. And I got something and I want to show it to you if I can do it in this on this little video. and it was a shoebox, all nicely wrapped up. And you know, it still brings a lump in my throat as I talk about it, because you will see in the front of it, thinking about you, best neighbour ever. Now that was from a little girl. She had went to the bother of wrapping up this shoebox in this nice paper, and she'd actually put some lovely stuff inside it, some crisps, and there was some bars, wee bars to eat. You know, she took a lot of time and made all these nice wee cuttings of nice dotted paper and nicely coloured. And you know, that girl took of her time to do that. You know, when the thought of a child taking time to think of a neighbour, well, it touched my heart. In the middle of the heaviness and the sadness that was there. And you know, she didn't even just take time to do this, but she wrote a letter inside it on the lid, and I don't think you'll be fit to read it, but I'll read it out to you. And it says, "Hi Gordon, hope you enjoy your little present. Just letting you know that Chester, Rocky and Storm all give you a squeak squeak." And that brought a laugh to my face, because these three little boys are the guinea pigs that this little family owns, and that is the names of them: Chester, Rocky and Storm. And she'd went to the bother of printing out that wee picture of her guinea pigs. And then she goes on to say in the wee letter, "Also, a little birdie tells me you're a mechanic." Now that brought a smile to my face, because she'd been watching my life and she knows what I am, and she took time to think of this. And then she goes on to say, "And that you like cars, so I hope you enjoy looking through the pictures. Hope I can see you soon." And she signed it and put hearts after it. The pictures being, and she took time to do this as well, she made pictures of fast cars, and she made a picture of maybe a very expensive car. And I don't know where she was thinking of or what age she thought I was, but she made pictures of older cars, an old Ford Anglia. But she had been in my garage at different times with her father, and she saw the little car that I had, and she even went to the bother and printed out a picture of one of these, the little bubble car. And as if one of them wasn't enough, she had printed out another one. You know, as I saw that sitting on my doorstep, in the middle of life and the heaviness in my heart, it brought a smile, and it also brought a tear to my eye, because how encouraging it is for someone to say something nice, to do something nice when you're in a tough place of life. I know you may say that, can a child encourage anyone? You know, a child may think that, how can I encourage someone? Well, this little girl will see this video, and she will know that she has encouraged me, because my heart was lifted even in the midst of the storms of life. When I opened the door, saw this box sitting, and then looked inside. And you know, it wasn't just the box that touched my heart, or even the words on the top of it, thinking about you, which they are lovely words, or even best neighbour ever. No, it was that little girl took time out of her day to sit down and think of me as a neighbour. And that was during the time of lockdown and my mother's sickness. You know, how we can encourage one another. But does it have to be a child to encourage us? No, we as adults can say something nice to each other. We could encourage someone that you know's gone through a tough time. You know, that little phone call, that little message. But it's not even the phone call or the message. It's just that little bit of time that you spend with those that are going through a hard time. Do I speak this from my heart? My heart was touched during this time of bereavement by this little girl and the amount of time that she'd taken out of her day to print out things on a printer and take time to write a letter to me and knock my door and leave it there. Now, if you're going through a tough time, don't look at the things that didn't happen, the people that didn't ring, the people that should have rang, the people that should have called and asked how you are, the people that you thought did care and didn't seem to care. But look on the bright side. Look on those things that did happen and look to those ones that did encourage you. I hope if you're going through a sad time today, just like that verse says, you know, if your heart's heavy, that someone will encourage you this day. Though Jesus knows our heart, He knows every hair on our head. He knows the little sparrow as it falls to the ground. Never forget that either, you know. You know, sometimes people let us down. And sometimes we can get our eyes fixed on people and expect more from them than maybe we should. But Jesus said He'll never leave us nor forsake us. And you know, God knows our heart. He knew my heart that day. And He sent someone to my door. And you know, that person to themselves was just a little girl doing something that she thought she wanted to do for her neighbour. But to me, that was an angel sent by God to lift my heart up in my day of trouble. Never take your eyes off the things that God can do through other people for you in your time of need. I just pray that this little video will be an encouragement to you as I speak from the bottom of my heart. Only for people like this, and we don't need a pile of them. You just need that one person. Can make all the difference. Will you be that one person this day? Ring that person that you know that has been locked in their home because of this virus that's about. That older person that's struggling, that can't get out. I just hope that this little video was so many people has watched the last one, that you will watch this one too. And if you want to see the other ones and you can't see them, if you look them up on YouTube, and if you like them and subscribe, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, then you will see the other ones. But share them with other people that you think they will be an encouragement to, as you've done with the last ones. May God bless you all, and thank you for listening again. Amen.